Still not home, somewhere you should be. And today, I'm here with a Louisiana legend, NAACP award winner, Southside legend, Baton Rouge legend, rapper. I mean, I can keep going on and on and on, but I'm gonna let the name speak for itself. I'm here today with Mr. Silky Slim, aka Mr. Arthur Reed. How you doing today, Mr. Slim,
Man,
man?
say all them things. Why you ain't say man of God?
Man, I could have kept on going. Going, man. Would have been here all
go
night.
To that part. Make sure
Yeah,
you go
man
to
of
that
God,
part.
everything. You know, we
I
all
mean,
man of God, you know.
And what's crazy about it is that I have so many people. Like people ask me about the NAACP Image Award.
Yeah.
Or people ask me about what it's like being with Bishop Jakes or what it's like being with Ben Crump. Nobody asked me what it's like being with God when I stayed in the devil's world for so long. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people always ask me, why you stay in the street so long? I say it's hard to look for God when people look at your wickedness and treat you as a God.
Yeah.
You know, so this has been an experience. My life has been an experience, and I'm just grateful that I have made it to where I have and still have life in me and see grandchildren and children grow when I wasn't expected to live past 21. So just it's not something enjoyable for me. It's for other people to see what God can do and that nothing is too hard for God for me, you know.
Definitely. Yeah, man. From knowing your story, you lived a fast life, but I'm glad to see how far you done came with everything, man. I'm so proud of you because a lot of people from down here don't get to live to tell a story, but you can live and tell so many people's stories at once because you've been through it all.
Oh man, you know, some stories aren't worth telling, but there's so many things that happen in the streets, but so much pain as well. You know what I'm saying? Wall Street Journal did an article on my life, and they were actually talking about the T-shirts that we wear to memorialize our friends.
Right.
And I took that at the time as a badge of honor because I had more T-shirts than most gang members or most T-shirts than most gang leaders that I knew. And most people told them, you got to holler at Slim, he keep them all. And when they came to the house, I was gathering all the shirts out of my dresser. And I was like, yeah, I got to show him. I got to show him. I got to show him. And then it was like the Spirit of God hit me and said, yeah. And make sure that you let them know that each T-shirt is an embodied soul. And each T-shirt is somebody that you won't see again. Each T-shirt is somebody's son. While you are glorifying the dead, let them know that that was a soul. And that kind of touched me in a different way. And the article ended up being more T-shirt than friends. And I had never thought about it that way. I always honored my homeboys by wearing the T-shirts, but when I look in the drawer and I could count more T-shirts than friends, that's a cold life. Yeah. So once I looked at it that way, that's what brought about Stop the Killing. That's what brought about trying to help individuals avoid the street life. That's what brought about nothing being cool about the way we live. You know what I'm saying? So you got people, some of the rappers that vicariously live against the life from what they're seeing and haven't even lived that life. True. And it kind of like always makes me angry when we had individuals that has that much power that's ignorant enough to get on an interview and say, oh, that's just our way. That's our culture. We live like that. And you never even been to the pen, you know? So when you realize the mistakes that you made, I was talking last night and I was telling someone that when I was locked up, I was in the field working and I called myself hiding from the free man.
Yeah.
And the free man had tipped around behind me on his horse. And while I was looking for him, I felt something in the back of my head. And when I looked around, he had the gun pointed right there to my head. Reed, catch your ass not working again, I'll put a hole in the state to raise my goddamn pay. You understand me?
Damn.
My heart was beating so fast. Yeah. I was like, damn. And when I looked up at him and he was sitting up on the horse, he had a white towel hanging off his head and a blue hat down on his face. And he looked like somebody that was in Roots. And it was at that moment that I realized, God damn, I'm getting paid $3 cent a day. I'm working in the field all day. That's slavery. And once I realized that, I was like, damn. So I went around the compound. I was telling people, say, bro, man, we in slavery. We in slavery. You know what they say? And the white folks done broke that nigga. That nigga talking about we in slavery. Man, if you getting paid 3 cents a day and you working all day for 3 cents a day,
slavery.
That's slavery. But because we always look at that as a badge of honor, I was going in the White House recently.
Damn.
And I was kind of hardy because, you know, sometimes you can let yourself get too masculine. And, you know, I was like, man, I made it in the pen. I went there at an early age. I didn't get raped. I didn't get this. And I guess God wanted to humble me. And he said, well, maybe you didn't get raped physically, but mentally you got raped.
Yeah.
Anytime you go to a visit and you come back from that visit and you got another man telling you to take off all your clothes, turn around, hold up your nutsack, cough, hold your butt open, cough.
It's embarrassing.
Spiritually, you're getting raped. And it makes you violated, but because we look at prison as a way of showing our hardness in the hood, it don't bother us. But when you really sit back and think about it, how many of us that have been to prison could say, oh, I ain't busting back? You know you're going to bust them back because they'll bust them back for you. You know what I'm saying?
Got no choice.
Man, yeah. So once you see that, man, and one of the things that aggravated me in life, man, I was fighting one day. And, you know, everybody looking around, they trying to see who's going to win.
Yeah.
But we heard this sound coming. That's some handcuffs and keys.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody said, hey, here come the man, here come the man. I went, ran and got on my bed, and the man opened the door. He said, who the hell that was back here fighting? I said, I wasn't fighting. He said, you was fighting? I wasn't fighting. Nobody would say they was fighting.
Yeah.
And when the man walked away, I sat on my bed and said, damn, if that's the man, then who the hell am I? I'm the slave because I'm going to do what the man say. I wouldn't even say I was fighting because I didn't want the man to whoop my ass.
Yeah.
So when you can't be a man 24/7 around the board, that's why I say so many people used to, hey man, don't say nothing, bro. You can't win. If you know you can't win, why stay in the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right,
if
right.
you know you can't win, why stay in the game, bro?
All right. That's the best mindset to have, bro. But a lot of people these days not think about it like how your mindset is now. I wish a lot more youngsters and just people can have the mindset. Cause I'm just giving an example. Like when I was about 14, 15, I seen your DVD.
Yes, sir.
To Live and Die in America with 3 Ks.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the stuff you see on that documentary, you can literally open your phone and see on Instagram now. Back in those times, that wasn't around then. And that documentary touched me because it was a couple people on there I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like 3 people. And some of them people I remember seeing on the news, like, dang. And that woke me up so much. I'm like, bro, you can die out here. When you die, that's it.
That was the whole cause of To Live and Die in America, right?
Right.
Now, it's a two-sided coin. If you look at the cover of To Live and Die in America, you see me as a blood, and you see me as a crip.
Mm-hmm.
And one got fours up, one got fours down.
Yeah.
How that came about is late one night, we was lurking, and we seen what they call the op. We wasn't using no op. It was the enemy.
Yeah.
Right? So we seen the enemy, and he was on the payphone. And we swooped around, got the guns, and went back around to down him, right? And he was on the payphone, and he seen the car stop, and when he turned around, my homeboy said, get him, you got him. Man, you got him. I was froze. Because when he turned around, he had my face on his body.
Damn.
And that was the message that God was giving me, that every time you kill another black man, you killing yourself, fool. Other people loving that.
Right.
And he had my face on his body. And right now, today, when I run across that individual, I always give him a bear hug and I tell him how much happy I am to see him. He just don't know that he was got.
He was done.
God saved him.
Man.
And I tell people, I say, man, when you go through life destroying your own, then what has happened to us is that we're living a savage lifestyle because we have never been taught, or either we have lost the knowledge of self.
Yeah.
The knowledge of self is essential to us surviving what's going on in America, right? So when you look at how we're killing each other and they're killing us, if we don't try to stop the violence ourselves, then we're in trouble. And I tell people all the time, like, man, we have let a culture of individuals through lyrics dictate the way that we live our lives all the way down to everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
All the way down to sagging. When I came up, we had a little sag. But now, with what they just playing now, I'm like, damn.
Whole ass out.
Whole ass is out.
Whole ass
You know what I'm saying?
out.
And back in the days when we was locked up, like if you was sagging, it was because your ass was for sale.
Yeah.
A big
As they
ass,
say.
bring in 13 cartons of cigarettes, a little one, you might get 7 books of stamps. It was a commodity.
Right,
So
right.
it wasn't cool to sag.
Right.
But now they done made it cool.
Yeah.
And now they done feminized everything. And now you can't talk about individuals with they had a lady today at a symposium. She said, we have actually found our first pregnant male. I was like, well, how in the hell that happened? Because the last thing I knew is that only women
could get pregnant.
could produce.
It's surprising
But
now.
I went and asked her, I said, well, how can a man get pregnant? She said, well, it's actually a male that identifies as being, it's a female that identifies as being a male.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, well, that ain't no man.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call them.
The world is so twisted, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't get into what they call being homophobic. I just be real with whatever I
Right.
say. If I can't be real, I don't need to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I go by the book.
Right.
So when I look in the book, if the book said it ain't right, I try to stay away from it. But then you become a hypocrite because the book might say, well, homosexual is wrong, and so is fornication. Is Silky Slim you mad? No. Silky Slim you have sex? Yeah. So I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Right.
So I don't want to judge nobody.
Right.
I don't
Y'all
want to
just do
judge
what
anybody.
y'all
I
just
just
do
tell
y'all
us all.
thing.
I tell us all. I say, look, and we sit back in this world, bro, and most of us, we're just 6-day sinners, Sunday morning Holy Ghosts. You know what I'm saying? We want to act like we saved on Sundays, but for the other 6 days, we do it the hell we want to. That's me included. That's me included. I
Yeah.
tell people, I say, so, I say, man, I don't try to judge people. What I try to do is tell us all that we need to try to get it right if we believe in a higher being.
All right.
Right? Because we're living a foul lifestyle right now.
Yeah.
A super foul lifestyle. And we got preachers that's taking advantage of the congregation. Got more pimps in the pulpit than preachers. And at a dying time like this, everybody should be in the streets out trying to save the sheep that Jesus will go after, but the preacher's too damn scared to even come outside the church. When I was in the dope game, I had a big house hid out in a community where a preacher lived, and he would never, know what I was doing. And one day he seen me in the projects. He's like, what are you doing over here? He'd say, oh, that's such and such. You don't know who he is? He's like, no. He told him who I was, but he knew I was his neighbor.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 days later, I had heard about that. He had found out who I was. I was like, man, I don't give a damn.
Right.
And a couple of days later, I was sitting in my house watching 60 Minutes, and I heard some noise outside. I grabbed my pistol and ran to the door. And when I opened the door, I had about 200 church members out there with candles in their hand. They were singing, Satan, we're going to tear your kingdom down.
What?
Tear down. Boy, that scared the hell out of me.
Right.
You know what I was doing the next day?
What?
Putting tape on boxes, packing up shit.
You had to get up out
I
of
had
that.
to go. Like, because what they did was they shined the light on the evil darkness that was in their hood.
Right.
And they was letting me know. See, he didn't come at me as a one-on-one individual ready to beef with me.
Right, right.
He went and formed the body of Christ and then came after the demon.
Damn.
And the
That's
demon,
deep.
what they say, resist the devil, you what? Flee. Hard ass. So it's just that simple. The church don't understand the real power that it has, and that's why the world has become so wicked. Preachers, I seen a preacher from this area, Christmas time,
Right.
in Dillard's.
Ooh.
So I booted him up. He say, hey, young man, come here. I said, who you talking to, me? He said, yeah, man, come here, please. I said, what's up? He said, man, why you looking at me like that? I said, what you talking about? How I'm looking at you? He said, come on, man, you know how you looking at me, man. I said, man, I'm looking at you like this because you told me money was coming and mine ain't came. He said, boy, you hold on, your money coming. Why the hell I got to hold on for my money and you getting yours? In fact,
Right. You get this every Sunday.
Every Sunday, man. So, if it was about having that type of faith that they say they have, you wouldn't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? I was telling some people last night that me and my homeboy, we was in the store and we seen the Mormons, the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints people in there. And we walked up to him. We say, "Hey man," we say, "What y'all out trying to save souls?" He say, "Yeah." I say, "That's what we doing too." They say, "Oh yeah, really? What organization are you with?" Open up my chest and showed them that devil on there. My homeboy had 666 on his neck. They say, "Oh my God." I say, "I know goddamn well you ain't telling people that we exist and you don't believe it yourself." They fell down trying to get back on their bike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they talk Jesus, but fear.
You're right.
You can't have fear when you really believe in God.
Yeah.
People always ask me all the time, "You don't be afraid of what you done did in the past gonna come back and hunt you?" I say, "Nah." I said, "I think if God wanted me dead, I'd already be dead."
That's deep. Yeah. Yeah, you only supposed to fear God, man. I think you pretty fearless, bro. I done seen about you, learned about
man,
you.
I do
Yeah,
me, man.
yeah.
I
You
don't
you
trip.
real. You solid. You
Yeah,
OG.
man,
That's
I
why
know.
every time
Hey,
I
man.
text you, I'm OG.
Say, bro, if somebody was to kill me today or tomorrow, I wouldn't be mad. Now, the American Express and all them, goddamn, it got away. But me, I wouldn't be mad because I think that I have committed myself to doing the right thing enough, right? Enough to maybe God will have mercy on me. And at the end of the day, that's all it's about, is having mercy on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to suffer leaving here. Now, whatever I got to deal with after I leave here, I ain't tripping. Because I know I've been riding, right? But I spend most of my time now trying to undo some of the things that I have done and try to make sure that other people don't make the same mistakes that I have. That's what it's about for me.
I feel you. It's two things I definitely want to hit on, man. And I'm a podcaster, so I'm staying true to my craft. But this one thing here, though. So fast forward from the to Living Down America documentary to now, you won the NAACP award for silver. Tell me a little about that one, because I ain't have a chance to check it out yet. I ain't got Netflix, but for this one, I definitely got to get to check it out now.
Silver basically speaks the life of Attorney Benjamin Crump, who you just seen downstairs.
Yeah, right.
It speaks his life as a child, and then it tells you how I come from out of prison, gang life, and he gave me a second chance. Right? So not only do he fight for civil rights in the courtroom, he issues civil rights by giving individuals like myself a second chance. So it's three of us that actually been in the system that works on his team on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So once someone that prominent, the number one civil rights attorney in the nation, puts you on his team, it be times sometimes like I be wanting to slap the hell out of some people, but I have to control myself because it's gonna point back to him.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, in my mind, I say, don't think I'm gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be here forever.
Right.
Like, I love him. I wouldn't let nothing happen to him, but that's not my final destination.
Right.
Like, God has bigger things for me, and God has things for me that I will be in control in. And that's not saying that I'm gonna go out and start beating up people. Nah. Because, you know, they got to listen at him. He still got that. Nah. God has changed me.
Speaking of that, OG, 2020, you was going viral, OG.
Oh, man, you know what? I hope you're not talking about this because I'm going to show you something, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let's be in there. Yes, sir. I'll be down in a second.
Okay, I'm down here in the lobby at the door.
Yes, sir. I got to go. But listen, I hope you're not talking about this. and I think you are, because I'm going to show you how the devil works, man.
Yeah.
The devil might put that on your mind.
No,
You're not
man.
talking. Look, this just came in. What time did this come in?
9:42.
Is this what you're talking about?
Man, Joe, you ain't got to play it, OG. We ain't going to too much.
Somebody
you know,
just sent me that
yeah,
tonight.
bruh.
Somebody sent me that tonight and say, all the stuff you're doing, as soon as you get big, we going to send this out.
Oh, I was waiting to catch you one of these days. Talk about it
Hey,
on camera or off camera.
This is what happens. This is what happens.
Yeah,
you know, I got to
man.
go, and I told you I do as long as I can with you, right? I apologize to
No,
you,
you
bro.
good.
But I did do what I could, right? What happened is that I don't care how much I've changed, right?
Still a man.
I'm still a man. And I'm going to always be a man. And if you play with me, have that same energy when I see you. So dude played with me.
Yeah, to handle your business.
Yeah, now it was bad because I
was
punched him
recorded.
down, and look, he took the high route and walked away. And
Take
everybody
a
was,
lot.
Yeah,
it take a lot.
that took a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody, oh, you see what? And look, he rose to a certain amount of prominence, and he did a couple of things, bro. But at the end of the day,
I'm
at
glad
the end of the
that's
day,
what all it led to.
yeah,
Just that,
at the end of the day, bro, don't play with me. You ever heard
respect.
that old saying, "Let sleeping dogs lie"? That's what they better do.
Don't
with
poke
me.
the
Let
bear.
the sleeping dog lie.
One more question, man.
Yes, sir.
How did you and Ben's relationship became about? Because I seen he was real big and really taking his
Trayvon
craft
Martin.
serious when he
Trayvon
came to
Martin.
Port Allen.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon
yeah.
Martin,
Oh
that was
yeah,
the
when
main
we
one?
went to Port Allen. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin. But we started a relationship, and that relationship I grown into a brotherhood, man, and it's just phenomenal the way that God put me in that situation. I say Trayvon Martin, but it's God.
Yeah.
God put me in a situation to rise me up out of where I was. And when I talk about going back, working in the streets, Ben always say, man, that'll be backwards, and I know you're not that crazy.
Right.
So, man, hey, I got to run, bro. We got to
Oh,
get
man.
out.
Appreciate you,
All
OG.
right, man. Yeah,
All right,
appreciate
man.
y'all.
Still not home. Appreciate it, man. Another one locked in. We here with Silky Slim. He gave us all the time we could. Man of God, Louisiana legend. We out. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We out. Appreciate that.
Hey, we got to do